Well, good morning, NAACP. How we doing? All right. My name is James Mejia, and I seek your support on May the 3rd. You know, when I was walking through these hallways at East High School in 1983, it's really the first time that I started paying attention to politics. And something that a young man did in those years running for mayor really resonated with me and stuck with me. And that was Federico Pena. When in 1983 he stood on the banks of the South Platte River in the Central Platte. And at the time, if you remember, if you've been here for a while, that river was a dump, literally. Mattresses, tires, shopping carts in the river, on the banks. There was no good reason to go down to the Central Platte Valley. And if you go back now, you can see that that area has been entirely redeveloped. It is some of the most sought after real estate in our entire city. And when he stood on those banks, he said, we cannot cut our way to prosperity. We need to invest in this city. And he wanted to bring to the voters of Denver one large bond issue. And council saw that bond issue and said, well, there's no way that Denverites will vote on such a large issue. So let's cut it up into 10 pieces. And if we're lucky, Denverites will vote on one or two of those pieces, and that's how we can invest in Denver. But with Pena's leadership and education in what Denver could become, his vision for what Denver could become, Denverites voted on every single one of those bond issues. And as a result, we have some things in Denver that I cannot imagine our city without these days, like a convention center that has paid us back so many times over, like the beginning of planning for Denver International Airport, which has paid us back many times over, and like the revitalization of that Central Platte Valley, which again went from dump to a cohesive neighborhood. So we have an opportunity throughout Denver. Yes, we have a $100 million budget gap this year. We're going to have another one next year, and we have yet to feel the effects of the state and federal cuts as they'll impact our city. And we've got to make some sacrifices. We've got to make some tough decisions in getting there, in balancing that budget. But let's also look at the Denver that we want to call home many years into the future. Let's also look at the opportunities that we want our children to have. So from Overland Park in the south, to the Gates redevelopment at I-25 and Broadway, to Sun Valley, south of the stadium, the poorest neighborhood in Denver, to Elitch's, to River North up by Taxi, we have an opportunity to do what we've done with the Central Platte Valley and take that to several neighborhoods throughout Denver. And take the example of Sun Valley. RTD is ready to invest with a fast-track stop, with opportunities for transit-oriented development on one edge of Sun Valley. The Greenway Foundation is ready to bring in private resources to open up parkland, additional parkland, and open up the river and give the river as a gift back to the city of Denver. And Denver Housing Authority has federal resources that they're ready to bring in to redevelop all the housing over at Sun Valley. The resources are there. What is needed is a convening entity, an entity to bring together all the players to master plan that neighborhood and to make sure that all the resources come to bear to redevelop a neighborhood like Sun Valley, the poorest neighborhood in Denver. And we know that if we can create the kind of amenities in the Central Platte Valley and have the river as an amenity, we know we can also do that in the poorest neighborhood of Denver and all neighborhoods throughout Denver. That's an opportunity. If a city like San Antonio can open up their river, place a river walk, and add $50 million every year to their economy, then Denver can do the same thing. It's time for us to take our destiny in our own hands. Let's make an investment in our future as Denverites. And when I think about this, when I think about what's in front of us, the bravery of making an investment in difficult economic times, I think back to the Pena days. And I think about investing in Denver. But I also think about serving as a cabinet member in Mayor Webb's cabinet, managing parks and recreation. We had 2 years of 10% budget cuts and still managed to expand the park system by 25%. We added parks at Stapleton, at Lowry, and the Central Platte Valley. I also think about serving in his Office of Economic Development, where I led delegations of small firms.
You got 30 seconds.
All right. To increase market share and create jobs here at home. That's the kind of experience that it's going to take. It's a kind of collaboration that I led the building of the Denver Justice Center downtown to make that project happen. I thank you for your time and attention. My name is James Mejia. Let's invest in our Denver. Thank you.